What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. I don't like it any more than you, man.
The impact of AB 284 is in full effect right now. AB 284 greatly reduced the first phase of foreclosure, the notice of defaults, October 1st by approximately 90 to 95% per month. And now we are seeing the effects of that. For example, right now there's about 380 REOs, bank-owned properties, on the market. And there's about 950 short sales available on the market, and there's about 3,000 traditional sales. But those traditional sales are mostly flips, or they're people that purchased them to buy and hold and now see this spike in prices and are taking advantage of the short-term bump in prices. What else has AB 284 done? We've seen prices gone up 30 to 40% in many areas. Why a shortage right now? When AB 284 was crafted, they didn't expect the short sales to be reduced. People that do short sales, 80% or at least a majority of them, do the short sale because they got a notice of default. Without a notice of default, a majority of homeowners, there's no incentive for them to do a short sale. They can stay in the house for free, this is right now indefinitely, because there's no influx of notice of defaults and judicial foreclosures haven't started yet in great numbers. What else are we seeing? Home builder prices have skyrocketed. They're making some of the best profits since 2005. People from the courthouse, they're making 40 to 50% on properties that they bought in October that they held on to that they were only expected to make 20%. When this gets figured out, whether judicial or notice of defaults begin again, we expect prices to fall below where they started. Why do we say this? Because we have the tax credit. The tax credit was similar to AB 284. The tax credit pulled the demand forward and created an artificial demand, pulled it forward. AB 284 has created an artificial shortage by reducing the supply artificially. Why? We have 55,600 people not paying their mortgage right now that are 90 days more or late per CoreLogic. If you add the 30 to 90 day lates, CoreLogic says it's about another 20 to 25,000, which means there's about 75,000 to 80,000 homeowners that are 30 days more or late on their mortgage. LPS has it at the average person is in their house over 2 years without paying their mortgage. Other reports have it as 100,000 homeowners are not paying the mortgage. Just 2 months ago, the Las Vegas Review-Journal reported that they expect 100,000 foreclosures over the next 5 years in Las Vegas. Now, why do we know that the prices are probably going to fall? After the tax credit, 5 consecutive quarters, the prices fell after the tax credit expired. With AB 284, when they get it fixed, most likely, we have history to show us, and common sense, we're going to have inventory, we're going to have a flood of short sales, because we're going to have the notice of defaults, and people are going to have the incentive to do the short sale again, and we're going to have foreclosures, which we don't have right now, because we have very few of them, because the effect of no notice of defaults 6 to 9 months ago is starting to take effect right now. Everything that we talked about right now, we predicted at our events. We're in the trenches. We know what's going to happen because we're in the trenches. We see the trends. The people that crafted AB 284 didn't take into account that the notice of default is a trigger for 80% of the short sales. This is why we predicted that there was going to be a reduced amount of short sales also because of that incentive play.
He takes complicated economic trends and he breaks it down, and then he determines where the very best areas to invest are. And this guy is a powerhouse of information, and he has just a phenomenal track record for constantly picking it right. And he's up on stage today just to share information, just to share content, just to give back. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Mr. Steve Hawks. Let's hear it for Steve.
every one of our predictions has come true. And people that took our advice have made, some of our investors have made millions. More importantly, we've helped homeowners, we've helped investors, and we've helped our clients with the information that we have on the ground floor. The stuff you get off the newspaper and mainstream media, that's 6 months old, 12 months old. They're just reporting today what we were reporting in January. In fact, they're reporting today that Vegas is only going up 2 to 3%, when we know most areas are 30, 40, 50%. And we've already shown proof of that. If you're interested in taking advantage of real estate inside information in Las Vegas before it happens, contact me today or come to our next event.
All being said, I came out about $300,000 to the good because I know Steve Hawks came out of this thing wealthy and wise because of Steve Hawks.
Complete tale of two cities. On one hand, you have people that are making money buying at the very bottom. At the other hand, you have people that are still in the same situation that we were talking about.
Get on the right side of the Las Vegas real estate market with Steve Hawks. Call Steve today at 458-3999. Steve Hawks. Integrity, experience, results in Las Vegas real estate.